you alive?
Are we live?
Or are you alive?
I'm just trying to figure out if we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
All right, let's check to see if this one's the winner. Could not be played. It's
supposedly
glitching.
Toby Lou cut his hair. No, why? What on earth?
What's wrong?
My dog Toby Lou cut his buns off. Yo, that's crazy.
All right, let's check to see if this one's the winner. Yep, audio's fine. Okay, so now that we finally figured life out, guys, sorry about all that. As you've seen, Tim's computer kind of died, and it kind of made us go in a scramble, and it was like a few minutes, like not minutes, but like probably like an hour prior to us starting.
Yeah.
So.
That's a true statement.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah, always back up your files, guys. It's just like have everything back up. I probably have more than one laptop if you can, like just, pure advice. Having one computer is not great, honestly. Like just having multiple devices is the best thing ever. Because then you won't be like this. You won't be poor old Tim. Take this as a lesson. What did you learn today?
Yeah, please use me.
Oh man, I feel so bad for poor old Tim.
I'm your Jesus, just take my body.
I'm your Jesus, just take my body.
My blood is your wine. Fuck it.
I'm tired from the day. Today was, I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm ready to just relax.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm tired.
I'm gonna punish my abs later.
Maybe I'll do some yoga. Yoga always makes me feel really nice. I like to work out really late at night, like before I go to bed. Like I work out, shower, go to sleep. That's usually like how it goes. Except like sometimes I can't fall asleep because then I'll like have some like leftover energy and then like I'll kind of stay up late and I'll like kind of just like write stuff down or I'll like read or just like plan stuff out.
Or just fuck off.
Not too much fucking off. Like I don't really want to watch TV or anything. I just want to like figure stuff out.
Word?
Yeah. Like I recently got a new skin routine, and
you got a new skincare routine?
I did.
Damn, you don't share? That's crazy. You don't be sharing none of the good shit.
I did. So recently, I got, and I'm sure you've seen, like I got a bike rack. Like I just been kind of like changing things. So like this is what I stayed up doing late at night, ordering shit off the internet. So
yeah, probably don't do that. Maybe.
So, well, it's stuff that I need, and then it's just that I just never get around to it. I
feel you.
Like I appreciate this moment. Like even though we're stuck inside right now, not necessarily stuck, but like business is slow, things are slow. So like I kind of appreciate this time because I don't have to be like getting up and running around and like just doing stuff.
Feel you.
know.
I mean, personally, I'm starving. Very unfortunate, but I feel you.
I don't know. I mean, I guess because probably I'm not necessarily starving, I'm okay.
I feel you. Some of us are hungry.
I know, and it's not like it's not rough for like a lot of people out there.
Some of us the government doesn't want to give money to for some reason. You'd think like that I spent like most of my career talking shit about these people that they don't want to give me money.
I mean, let's be honest.
You think that I talk shit about the government? I love my Uncle Sam. He's the best uncle ever.
Not even taxpayers say that. I'm just saying. But anyways, it's fine. Yeah, so it's been good. I've been appreciating this time for the most part. And now Tim is putting his laptop back together at this rate because, are you going to see if it works? Like, what's the dealio? Is it going to work?
You know what? I like that energy. It's definitely going to work. 100%. When I press this power button right now, we're all going to be amazed because it's going to just turn right back on.
I hope so. I hope 100%. You get your laptop running, dude. Like, I really hope so. Like, I feel bad for you.
You hope
so.
Okay,
so, anyways, in the life of the crypto world, so if I'm not mistaken, next week starting, actually, is going to be one of the largest... Are you talking shit about me?
No.
Is going to be one of the largest virtual...
I was talking shit.
They can't hear me if you're talking like this into the mic, you know.
No, I'm whispering.
That's not how microphones work.
I'm talking shit.
You've never heard of ASMR? They're pretty loud.
It's not that loud. That's the whole purpose of ASMR.
Okay. Anyways, so next week is going to be one of the biggest conferences that I've seen so far virtually, which I think is pretty cool. It's going to be the Bad Cryptos Podcasts Conference. Right, it's going to be a blockchain virtual week, which I think is kind of cool.
I'm coming right out the gate and I'm playing devil's best fucking friend.
What?
When you say virtually, what do you mean?
So because I'm so into like virtual reality, when I hear virtual, like I think of like, you know, just all aspects that I can dive my fingers to. So like, you know, in my opinion right now, that would be virtual reality. But like, you know, some people still consider virtual to be, you know, just like online, like, you know, webcam based, which is fine. I mean, that's not virtual, it's remote, you know. So
my question,
yes,
I guess
Tim.
we have the answer. It's not really a virtual conference.
Well, it is an online conference, which is technically considered virtual.
How is it virtual though? How do I participate virtually?
By logging in with your computer.
Where?
YouTube?
So it's just on YouTube then?
I think it's just on YouTube.
That's not virtual.
I don't know. A lot of people do their conferences like that where they can't necessarily like there's platforms that they have. Like Fernando told me that there was a Hayo, I think it was. And I went on that platform and apparently they do meetups. Like they do virtual meetups or like, you know, online. So like, you know, this is
we got any more of this stuff?
I'd have to make more, but this is a preferred method that, you know, people have been using, you know. VR is not one for everyone, and two, it's kind of not the easiest thing to get right now if you don't already actively have a VR headset, because I'm pretty sure Oculus stopped production, right?
All I'm saying is that, you know, I wasn't always the biggest proponent of VR, but now that I see how rich the applications can be and how it can actually bring people together actually virtually, I think that we need to seriously segment people piggybacking off the VR wave and just using the term virtual because certain things just aren't virtual. Like, I know it's not popular on Android, but on iOS, like, they FaceTime a lot. No one says like, oh, virtually call me, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, like, the word virtual is not even a part of that at all. So like, I just feel like we got to be careful what we're going to be calling virtual this and virtual that. I
mean, I feel like when the time comes, we'll differentiate that, but like VR is not.
But like, isn't this called Virtual Blockchain Week?
It is Virtual Blockchain Week, and
that's crazy.
Okay, well, sure, but that's not the point right now. Like, you know, it's just like it's a cool thing that, you know, people are taking the initiative to go forward, and, you know, even though we're stuck at home, they'll still say, hey, let's put on a conference, which, I mean, we've done before. It's not something that's, you know, brand new, like, theoretically, but, like, you know, it's going to be one of the bigger ones that I've noticed. I've seen about 4 or 5 of them so far, so this is, like, the first virtual conference in the crypto setting that I've seen that, you know, has taken place. But also I feel like the quality of the conference is really important. So I feel like this conference has quality because everyone's been trying to drop their own things, you know, willy-nilly. I saw the Miami club, something like that. Your laptop turned on, you see? You got to speak it into existence, man. If you speak things into existence, I said, hey, Tim, your laptop's going to turn on. Boom.
Fuck.
All right, anyways.
I need a clip to hold the side. It's something to do with the side.
You need a clip? You want me to, hold on. All right, hold on.
No, it's fine. I think it turned off again. I think I broke it. Yeah, I broke it again.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I just think this is going to be a cool conference. So we did speak to them about doing virtual reality, which, I mean, you mentioned it, but, you know, it was kind of like last minute, 1. 2, they originally wanted to do something, but like 2 people planning out an entire conference. I mean, they have like Erin, I think her name is. I don't know the girl's name. She like helps them with the planning, and I mean, there's a few of them from what I know. So
it's something to do with the side.
But it's a lot. Planning a conference is a lot. But yeah, that's what I've noticed so far that I think is cool. Are you gonna rant on about your laptop or what's up?
I'm just trying to figure out what the secret is.
Yeah, but you're like troubleshooting out loud.
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
Shouldn't. We're on stream.
Should not.
All right. Anyways, guys, let's talk about the price of Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin has been going up, and I've been seeing things where people say like, hey, you should be bearish right now if you own Bitcoin. Others saying, hey, you should be bullish. So let me pull up the price real quick because I don't know the price offhand. TC, what has it been? 7,500. Okay, so it's about the same where it was this afternoon. Went up a little bit. Everyone's saying it's going up to the $8,000 mark. I'm sorry. I've read a couple articles on that, so yeah, it looks pretty positive. So I mean, there's a few things that I feel like are correlated with this. One, we all know that the price of oil has just plummeted and taken a big poo-poo, and it costs, you know, less. I think someone said it was like $37 to ship a barrel, and then like $83 to ship it, $37. I don't know what it was, because it's negative 37 or whatever it is, because it was in the negative. I don't remember what it was, but like basically it would be more of a hassle to keep it, is what I'm getting at, than, you know, just investing into anything else right now, which is kind of sad. A lot of people are saying that the petro is being destroyed, and that's what they were planning to do. Possibly. I mean, that's what we're seeing right now that's happening. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I stole one of your beers.
Okay. Welcome back. I hope you can function now.
Here's the thing. What if...
It's on 2 bars.
Weirdsies.
That was weird. Yeah.
Soups,
Well,
weirdsies.
no, now it dropped to... Okay, are these batteries whack? Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to change the batteries on the audio.
Soups, weirdsies. Why am I so loud?
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. You're being weird today.
I'm having a weird day.
Yeah.
And if
You're being weird on the internet.
If I'm going through it, we're all going through it.
Did it work? Did it like work? Alright, so we should be back now. You guys should be able to hear us. I hope you're able to hear us. I turned on this. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Tim, what are you doing?
What is who doing?
You're like...
That's way too loud. What the heck?
There we go. Anyways, sorry.
All right, well.
I didn't pick up the same batteries, okay? These are warm. I can tell the difference.
Here's the thing. Today, no bootable device. Oh, your mother is a...
What did you do?
Oh, my God.
What did you do?
Oh.
Okay, well, I hope we're back, but what did you do? Also, these batteries, they have, when they're in devices, they get warm. I used 2 of the same batteries, which they were kind of new, so I'm really surprised they died, but I think it's the actual device itself, because I used 2 new batteries and 2 other batteries that I put in just before we started streaming, and we've been streaming for what? Not even 30 minutes, so like it didn't make any sense for them to die. I think there's something wrong with the device itself, even though we just got that one, so I'm actually really scared. But yeah, today's just not a good day. I don't know what's going on. Tim's actually very upset right now because he got his computer to turn on, except it says no bootable device. So yeah, I don't know. Today's a little bit of a shit show, guys. But that's okay. I mean, this is just how you see. This is candid bits and tokens, I guess. Like, we all go through the days. We all have the struggles. Like, the stream went from okay, let's do this to what's happening. So it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It happens, man. It happens to the best of us. So I actually couldn't meet up. I was talking about the Bad Cryptos podcast conference. I actually couldn't meet up with Joel the other day because his computer was malfunctioning. He was supposed to come in alt space and check out the room that Jerome built. So, but it happens, man. It happens to the best of us.
I don't understand.
Is it because you didn't put that in?
Well, this isn't my boot device.
Oh. So, I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean, Tim?
Well, it means that I literally have no idea what the problem is. It just ties back to this little area that's fucked up over here. I took the bezel off. I can fix and replace the parts that are broken inside, but I do not understand why that has anything to do with this fucking thing starting at all. I just don't get it. I don't know. I couldn't find SW1. Maybe that's up here so it knows when it's open and closed. I don't know. I'm very confused. I'm very confused right now. That actually makes a lot of sense. Fuck, I think that's where SW1 is, and I think that's what the problem is. So here we are.
Okay.
But I am going to put this hard drive back in and see if it does anything. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hope that life is just going, man, because... Oh, well. All right. So, back to crypto, because that's what we're talking about. Back to crypto. So, the price of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin, the price of oil, the price of the overall stock market right now. I've been getting a few people asking me, hey, should I invest in oil? Aren't you going to invest in oil? Why wouldn't now be a good time to invest in oil? 2 things. I'm not super familiar with oil trade in general. So one, I'm not necessarily the best person to ask, but also until I see a certain, I guess, momentum or speculation moving in the market that is positive, I'm not going to jump on it. And that's just from trading overall. It's something that I just wouldn't do. And this is not financial advice or anything, but I would just, I would watch someone who knows what they're doing, first of all, and then kind of just not copy trade. Because, I mean, shout out to eToro because they do that. I hope it actually works now, which I think it did. I think eToro is working, which, cool. But, I would watch, just financial analysts that would, talk about how we're going as a whole in the market, and it's not positive. I wouldn't jump on buying an oil stock anytime soon with this going on. I would definitely wait until we're somewhat more in the clear. It seems that right now people are jumping into currencies. If I'm not mistaken, I think even stores are down. I heard that I think was it Target or Walmart, some stores stock, a major retailer, their stocks were down because they're having to increase prices. If you have been shopping in stores and you haven't noticed the slight increases in prices, there's places that are actually placing signs for you to see, hey, sorry, we had to put the price up on this. I went to a couple stores when I was grocery shopping the other day, and I noticed some prices were up for things, on my own, and then others had physically signed saying, hey, due to demand, XYZ. So, I mean, it's something that's basically a positive negative that's happening right now. Did you know that? Did you know that things are just kind of like, and it's funny because like Erica was on the Gamers podcast the other day over on Altspace that we have every Tuesday. Check us out Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Altspace. Come by. But she was saying that because she's believes, she's religious. She believes in the Bible. And she was talking about that she thinks these are the end of time. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And I was like, why do you think these are the end of time? And she was saying that, what was it? Prices for everything were going to go up. The whole chip thing, the mark of the beast, 666, like, just all these things that correlate, like, we're literally stuck inside. And people are saying, it might not be until 2022 when things start turning around, and others say, hey, we're getting ready to open the state next month. So there's like two way different spectrums to like this story.
Well, I mean, they're definitely going to open up shit starting
soon.
Oh,
no, they have to. They have to. They're going to. People are literally going to like just start like.
Well, not just because they have to, but also because like this is a seasonal flu, because it is a flu, you know what I'm saying? So it does go away seasonally, and it'll be in the bottom hemisphere, or however the fuck that works with flus. And they'll get the wrath of it, and then it'll come back, and it'll go back or whatever. And then until we build up like a herd immunity, I guess is what they're calling it, where like everyone has already gotten sick from it, so we all already kind of have the antibodies, and it doesn't really spread like that.
Right. That's the ideology behind it of what they're trying to replicate.
But
technically,
this is it's been kind of proven that it's biochemical warfare that started in China. The scientists at whatever laboratory.
So they did prove it that this is something that was started by Chinese scientists specifically.
There's a lot of people. Some unknown group of hackers or single hacker or maybe a computer, I don't know, leaked a bunch of emails and passwords to like Chinese like scientists or whatever. Excuse me. And some of them were like at Wuhan, whatever the fuck, like facility, like emails. And so after going through all them shits, they found a bunch of like...
I'd like to see that.
Oh yeah, you should.
I'd like to look at that.
I retweeted it the other day, and in the retweet, like people were posting like what they were finding and like highlighting crazy shit. And so supposedly they mixed the virus with AIDS in some way or some shit like that to make it spread faster. And they thought that the death rate was going to be like 60%, but it was only like 40% or some shit like that. So like they were off on their calculations.
They mixed it with AIDS?
They mixed it with some sort of autoimmune disease. So technically, yes.
Is this why they're saying that it's something that you can't get rid of once you have it? You have it. Is that why?
Is that what they're saying about coronavirus?
Yeah, they were saying that like, once you have it, you're then a carrier. You never really. So here's the thing about viruses in general. Let me explain to you how a virus works.
That would make sense.
So when you catch a virus,
these findings are from like last night, like the night before type shit. Like
I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know about that.
Right before I came home the last time. Very recent.
But the way a virus works is you never actually completely get rid of the virus, like totally 100%. A little bit of the viruses always stay within you. So because like the way that your body attacks viruses is that it remembers like the shape of the virus so that your antibodies can then remember it, and then you don't get sick again with that specific virus if your immune system is up to date or whatever you want to call it. So if you never had something, that's why you can catch. That's why like kids don't catch a chickenpox twice. Like you don't catch like after that one time, it's like your immune system, like not your immune system, but your antibodies remember the shape of that virus. So it's like always with you. Some symptoms always lie dormant. Like that's the same thing with like, even sexually transmitted diseases. Those are also considered, viruses. But anyways, yeah, enough of that. But yeah, very interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know that those things leaked. Has there been any comment from I guess China?
I don't know. I know a bunch of people are trying to like sue China and shit. I don't know if they specifically
People are trying
commented
to
back on
sue
this.
China. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this like there's like a whole state trying to sue China or some shit like
A
that.
whole state.
Yeah.
What are they suing them for exactly? For the biological warfare of humans? Is that?
For like leaking the virus and then not telling people that they leaked the virus, and then also not like whatever safety standards, blah blah blah, et cetera, world catastrophe, physical damage, etc.
Oh, okay, so if wow, how is this gonna play out?
I don't know. I don't know how you sue a country.
Do you think governments would? Well, here's the thing, because the next question is: do you think governments would get involved because of this? Is this something that you see staying a conspiracy theory, or is this something that you see Donald Trump going, "Hey, China, we need to sit down and talk"?
Well, I mean, me and you both know the term conspiracy theory was coined by the CIA to try to discredit what was most likely not a conspiracy theory. So I don't know.
I mean, is this something that well sure, but that's more American politics. Of course, there's international politics that ties into that, but this is like, the well-being of an entire country here. Like this is costing everyone money, and no one's clearly happy about this. I don't think the government's happy about this, and if the government's not happy about this, would they go after a country?
You know what? You bring up a very interesting point. Who is happy about this?
Probably Bill Gates.
Who's winning something right now? Like who stands to like benefit the most from everyone being inside, people being afraid? Like that's generally where I start looking when I'm trying to figure out who did what. Like who benefits the most from this?
Who benefits the most from people staying inside? I'm not sure, really, honestly. I wouldn't say it's any particular person. Who would you say benefits the most?
Who's making the cheddar right now? Streaming services.
So that's debatable, right? Because right now AT&T, they lost almost 1 million customers, 900,000, and their stocks are not doing well, of course. So that's highly debatable. That's debatable.
I mean, that was my short list. You know what I'm saying?
You can stream like yes, anything that has to do with staying indoors. And like I said, I made that argument, and even for retailers, where people are getting upset and they might not be buying some things because they have to get more expensive. Like I said, either Walmart or Target's, one of the two, their stocks went down. Like they had plummeted, like some odd number of percent, like 10 or something like that, at least is what I heard. And it's because they have to put up the price of some goods because demand, there's going to be food shortages according to some analysts that I'm hearing. Whether or not there'll actually be food shortages, maybe. I was thinking of building, a chicken coop and possibly just growing a garden just because. So it's one of those things where I wouldn't necessarily point at, any one of us benefiting within, like, I don't know, here in this, like, I don't know.
So I know we don't have the chat pulled up anymore, but Bitcoin Jake just sent me something on Twitter. It's a video from YouTube. Russian scientist claims Wuhan laboratory did insane things to enable COVID-19 to infect humans. And like I was saying, I think the mixing or melding or whatever the fuck you do with viruses to merge it with the AIDS autoimmune disease or whatever is part of what made it like be able to affect humans, because it's a thing that like lives in bats and shit and like animals like that.
Well, yeah, you have to change. I mean, that's just with cells and stuff in general. The puzzles don't fit if it doesn't belong to your organism.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like, here's the thing, like, no matter how you slice it, if I create a thing that has never existed and would, generally speaking, never exist because those perfect conditions just don't happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, a bat would never find its way into, like,
right, but
like tainted menstrual blood or some shit. Like how would AIDS and a bat like
tainted
ever?
Menstrual
I'm just
blood.
saying,
What
but
the
like I'm just trying to think of like how would a bat ever come in contact with like human AIDS type shit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it didn't, and I mean, okay,
I know we know that, but
it
that's what
didn't.
I'm saying.
Clearly, this is something that was made, but like to say who's benefiting from all this, that like I don't understand, like
Okay, so when I said that was my short list, let's go deeper, right? Let's talk about like the Georgia Guidestones, for example, right? Like, who is R.C. Christian? We don't know. It's a pseudonym for the person who supposedly constructed and configured the Georgia Guidestones, which I'm sure you know about, right? Also sent books to Congress about like why that shit was important, right? Like, people like that obviously see a benefit. Bill Gates is a person like that. I don't know that
right,
he
but
is
was
the
there
person.
someone who I guess is within whatever laboratory this is from that has some connection, some correlation to someone who would benefit from this, which could be a Bill Gates or whoever else.
All right, so we go back to the example of the Rothschilds and whoever else actually owns all the Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking systems around the world, right? Money is being just printed willy-nilly. They're just changing numbers in the computer and everything is A-okay, right? But the money has to come from somewhere, and so the countries receiving the money do owe that money back to the Federal Reserve plus interest, which doesn't exist until they print more money. And so it's just a way to perpetuate even more debt.
I mean, but like that's how the Federal Reserve works. I get it.
Wait
but
a minute, we're not there yet. We are not there yet, okay? It would also make a lot of sense to centralize a lot of that money amongst the already elite. So while your head is turned because the government gave you a one-time $1,200 and that's so good and you're so happy, they're bailing out humongous corporations that make $1,200 every like 0.00 whatever seconds. Like, it's that number is so astronomically low for them that it doesn't even matter. But they're getting these huge bailouts to prop them back up. When the stocks come back up, they also benefit from that as well. So not only do they get the bailout that they barely, be paying back and shit. Like, I think GM still owes money from 2008. You know what I'm saying? Like, the general person doesn't, economically speaking, benefit from those types of actions. And it just furthers the wage gap, which I've in my lifetime seen go from here to here, and now we're about to see it go 10x that, I think. And so combining that with getting people comfortable with the ideas of staying inside, snitching on your neighbors for going outside when they're not supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's crazy. That's going into like a whole nother ballpark.
It's really not, though, because you're conditioning people to feel this way. Like,
not that the concept is crazy, that people are acting crazy is what I mean. Like,
but we have been conditioned to do that, though. Like, the people that are out protesting or whatever, like, I get it, like, for me, I don't want to be out protesting shit or whatever, but like, at the same time, I'm not going to stop them from doing it. Technically they have a right. Technically, I have the right to be outside and not wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? I'm being socially responsible by trying to limit my outdoor activities and whatever. But the fact that there is a governing body that's trying to coerce me, not through like saying, hey, you'll get a gold star if you do this, but like, hey, we have guns and we have cages. Because that's really how the coercion works when there's a law that's passed or like an ordinance or whatever. It's not like, oh, if you do this, everyone will like you and you'll be like super cool. It's if you don't do this, we have guns and men that don't care about you that will take you from your home and put you into a cage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what law is. So like, I don't know. It's just it's crazy times right now. It's crazy times right now. And you really got to look at it deeper and who's benefiting. And the powers that be never really show their faces or their hands or whatever, but like, the family who owns the Fed and the people who are like forced, I guess you could say, to like make these different laws and talk about different shit that's not important or is important or whatever. Like, It's all like just trying to make you a slave in the system until you're no longer needed, until they want to just get rid of everybody. And I think this might have been like a low key attempt to like try to get rid of everybody, and or to condition you to a seasonal stay inside.
A seasonal stay inside.
Imagine like there was just some new virus every year, you know what I'm saying? Like a scientist created this shit and spread it through the world mad easy. If this was their trial run, they did a really good job. And the next time is going to be much more devastating, unfortunately. And I do not believe that there's not going to be a next time. I think they did so well with this one that they like, I think they're ecstatic to like, all right, we're so over this COVID bullshit. Like, let's get to fucking COVID 2020 or some shit, or COVID fucking 2021. Like,
do you think so?
I'm like 99% sure that like part of this is population control. Part of this is to tank the economy, to restart everything, have a new balance sheet, you know what I'm saying? Nobody owes no one nothing, but I'm still the person in power. I'm still the one that prints the money, so you still got to come to me anyway. And just brand new debt just starts to accumulate. Under a one world system where cryptocurrency is also involved. Like,
one world system.
yeah, yo, like from that what was it, 1984 or some shit edition of the fucking,
What's it called?
Gosh.
What's it called
it's
here?
nuts. It's really bothering me.
Really bothering me.
The one with the Phoenix on the cover.
The Phoenix
The Economist,
on the cover?
yeah. So it was like I think it was 1984 edition of The Economist from like November or some shit. And it talks about in 2018 there being a one world currency. And I think that, I mean, we've known for a while that like even our stock market has been primed for a significant downturn for like a while. Mm-hmm. So the fact that COVID happened and the stock market went down was not surprising to a lot of people, like at all, right? But I think that when people commit crimes, you know what I'm saying? There's something about the criminal mind that like you can study, right? Like all criminals kind of suffer from this, where it's like people want to like brag about the crimes they've committed, right? Like I hate to like throw rap music under the bus or whatever, but a good chunk of rap music is literally people bragging about crimes that they've committed. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I did this robbery, I got away in this car, and I used this gun type shit. Like those are very common lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like people love to brag about the crimes they've committed. They like to boast about shit, and they like to know, or they like other people to know when they're getting over on them after it already happened, or like while it's happening type shit. And so rich people are not any different. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously they got to move smart or whatever, but not only is it a supposition that they speak to each other in code through like the media and stuff like that. Like certain stories will play like after each other and like it means like meet up at this place or some shit, or like pass this law, like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Mm-hmm. But like also they like to brag about the shit that they plan on doing. And not everything is just like an overnight play. Some of the shit takes a while. So that edition of the Economist that came out with the fucking Phoenix on the cover and a coin on the front, and it said 2018 one world currency is coming, and there's fiat cash just burning underneath it. I think that they realized it was going to be a long-term play, and they just kind of missed that 2018 mark a little bit. And it took them 2 extra years to really actually get the ball rolling.
Possibly. I mean, my question is, because that's a very interesting point that you said, you know, you said 2018, you know, world currency. Where did they get 2018 from exactly? Like, why was that the year? You know?
Economist 2018 world currency. Boom. Google even knew what I was talking about. Get ready for a new world currency in 2018. So it was a 1988.
1988.
So The Economist is a magazine that's owned by the Rothschilds.
Okay.
So like I'm saying, rich people like to put it out there like, this is what I'm going to do. The people who make the money for the world are going to be the ones to tell you by what year a world currency is going to be here. You know what I mean? Like, what better authority than the people who've convinced these world powers, like, yo, do this thing.
Okay. I mean, that makes a little more, things, that makes things connect a little more. I'd say that. That's a 30-year gap. Okay. I guess
30?
that makes sense. From 88 to 2018, that's 30 years. That's 30 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
98.
Is it? 88
2008, 18, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way.
So here's the cover.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, I'm sure, have seen it, but just in case, literally just Google The Economist world currency, and then you'll see the cover I'm talking about. But that's it. It's a phoenix, we assume it's a phoenix. Who knows, really? But there's a coin there, and then there's fiat currency burning behind it. So, you don't just commission art based on nothing. So.
All right, man. I guess this is what life is now. My whole life is a lie. My life's a lie. His life's a lie. This is also just a game. Thanks for playing.
So here's some of the verbiage from this. 30 years from now, Americans, Japanese, Europeans, and people in many other rich countries and some relatively poor ones will probably be paying for their shopping with the same currency. Prices will be quoted not in dollars, yen, or D-marks, but in, let's say, the Phoenix. The Phoenix will be favored by companies and shoppers because it will be more convenient than today's national currencies, which by then will seem a quaint cause of much disruption to economic life in the last 20th century. So, disruption, virus, fiat is now dirty. I had to stop at 3 ATMs the other day to try to get cash out because ATMs aren't giving cash anymore, which is terrible. Like, that really, sucks for people who only accept cash. A
lot of places I've been seeing that they've been installing like contactless like points of like payment. There's been places like you used to go to Chipotle, and Chipotle they didn't have a card reader. You'd have to hand them the card. Now they finally put a card reader up in the front, which I think is kind of silly. Places that you still have to hand the cashier the card. Like,
I'm not handing nobody my card ever at no point in my life. I'm so sorry. You better bring that whole station back here right by my goddamn table. You want to swipe my card?
But like even when they update, because I used to work there. I used to work at Chipotle, and even when they updated their systems, they kept the card reader on the machine. It was kind of like old school, and like you can't do any Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, and that was like kind of the thing that was trending at the time.
Stupid.
I don't know. So then there's a Clover. People have the Clover systems where you can add the attachable, but like it's still like a swipe on the screen. That one's a little better though. Just in terms of like design and interface.
Well, it's not that you add the attachable. It's that you physically need the attachment for the Clover because of the chip that now exists.
I see.
So even the new ones, you can swipe it on the screen as like a last resort, but you're still supposed to use the card reader. And the printer on the new ones actually is a contactless reader.
That's probably just for that's pretty cool. But that's probably just for Clover though, because there was still places that were just still swiping my card.
Yeah, no.
And even there, what
card.
it was? I went there and they didn't have a chip. I still had to swipe my card, even with the contactless reader.
Yo,
that's strange.
Fun fact.
I just thought of that.
Fun fact for anybody out there: you will win absolutely every single dispute that you have with any place that swipes your card and doesn't use the chip. They could have you on camera and you could give a thumbs up and sign a piece of paper and show it to the camera. If they don't use the chip, but your card has a chip, you will win that dispute every time. Every time. In fact, they could even get fined for not having the card reader.
Well, yeah. That's why everyone changed,
the chip
right?
reader. Yeah.
That's why everyone had changed the thing. They're like all the readers.
Yeah, you can get fined by the Visa MasterCard Consortium for not having the chip reader.
That's crazy. And I don't know what the heck is wrong with Chipotle sometimes. Like, they're so good, but like their actual like management is just trash.
First of all, Chipotle is horrible. They just had to pay $25 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they
their
had like
management
shitty
is
food or
trash.
something. Like, I don't even know what it was.
So historically, we know about the whole E. coli outbreak, salmonella, and it was mostly because of lettuce and stuff and farmers, because everything is fresh, everything is handmade. And then, I mean, there's just unfortunate situations. But then also there was the employees working off the clock, which is true. I am somebody who worked off the clock. There was actually a lawsuit that somebody sent me information to get involved in, but I mean, I didn't want to do it. I was
You
like, no.
should have. You were one of them people that worked off the clock?
I was one of those people who worked off the clock.
That's crazy. I'm out, fam.
I was one of those people.
Yo,
I don't
once I
think
clock out, don't even talk to me.
I don't even think like so here's the thing, like if you were like, let's say you were a closer, right?
Crazy, kid.
Let's say you're about to hit overtime, but you're not done, cleaning up the kitchen. I can clock you out at like let's say 12 p.m. You can be there until 3 a.m. cleaning, and you're not getting paid for it.
You're bugging. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo,
I'm not getting paid for it.
That would happen when I'm telling you all the time.
You know what else would happen? Some gasoline would accidentally spill inside that store, and it would accidentally get
frustrated
caught on fire,
and
bro.
quit over that shit, So I mean, like,
I ever tell you about the one time that I worked at it was at a gas station, but like I was like the manager for the U-Haul or whatever, and like.
You worked at a gas station and you managed a U-Haul?
Yeah, so like they had a U-Haul like where you could like rent U-Haul shits or whatever. Cause like it's not like U-Haul doesn't have like a office type shit. Like you always go to like a storage facility or like some random fucking place to rent your U-Haul or whatever. So this just happened to be a gas station with it. Anyways, the man used to not like to pay.
You can U-Haul storefronts. You can U-Haul store.
Yeah, like if you have an actual store
crazy.
and like a lot where you could store like the trucks and shit.
That's cool.
Like you tell them like how much capacity you have or whatever, and they'll train you on the systems. Like the shit's mad easy. Like it's really not like that serious.
That's interesting. That's a very smart business move.
You really gotta be pumping them shits out to make it like actually worth it. Otherwise, you just kind of just treading water. Anyways, so like the man that owned the gas station or whatever, like he used to like to once you hit your 80 hours for the 2 weeks or whatever, he would just pay you in cash. Because he was helping you out on the taxes or whatever, right? But like, nah, fam. Like, I want my little change and a half, dog. I'm not trying to get my, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would pay you like just the regular hourly after the 80 hours, but pay you in cash, and try to say like, oh, I'm doing you a favor, this and that. Like, nah, bro, I know how this works. Like, you're doing yourself a favor. It's less money on your end. So I had to like. I like wilded out one day. I was like, yo, there's no way. Like, I need you to pay me my money. Like, in fact, you owe me money from this time to this time. I made a big stink about it. And then, like, I threatened to call the people. And then, like, I got, like, a couple other employees involved. And we all got fired. We all got fired.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He fired all y'all?
Yeah, but never let the man play you, though. You know what I'm saying? Never let the man play you.
That's funny, though.
You gotta get all your ends. You're worth, listen, I don't care who you are or what you do in life. You're worth all your ends, yo. It is what it is. If you do a job and you're supposed to get paid a certain amount, or if there's supposed to be overtime and there's, like, I'm saying, like, nah, you're worth all your ends. Don't let nobody ever tell you that you're not worth, you know what I'm saying, the money that you know for a fact you're worth. Like, that's crazy. So, some people were cool with it. They were like, nah, I need the job, this and that, whatever. Like, yo, I need my dignity, fam. Like, I can't.
I need my dignity.
Can't do it.
That's funny.
I ain't going out like no sucker.
You're okay. Anyways, what else? What else is going on in the world? I've seen a few things like going on with companies individually. Like I know today there was an NFT meetup, the NFT London, I think. They had a meetup with Sandbox. Who else was it? Dang it. Mantis, someone else. I don't remember.
Yeah, you be knowing shit. And I
didn't go. I wanted to go, but I didn't get to go.
NFT London. Yeah. Like NFT NYC?
Yeah, well, I think it was just a meetup. It's just a meetup. Like I met the guy who runs the meetup.
Well, wasn't NFT NYC just a meetup?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, sure. But like it was just like a 3-person meetup. Like only 3. Like there was 3 speakers basically. Like it was just like a short little, hey, let's talk to this guy virtually. I don't think it was anything major. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, just watch out for like, if you guys like really are into like, meeting up virtually, come out to Crypto Mondays. We have Crypto Mondays every Monday. This week, I could tell you who we have, but I don't have my phone in front of me. But yeah, come out to Crypto Mondays, 6:30 actually, in Altspace. If you guys are familiar with Altspace, it's Microsoft's VR platform. You can also use a PC if you don't have a VR headset. Just come out, or you can also join our Telegram group at t.me/Crypto Mondays VR. So come join us. It's going to be super cool. You can also catch the blockchain universe podcast that we have. It originally was a gamers podcast, but I think it switched into just crypto in general and just like hot topics right now. Because no matter what you try to like divvy off to, current events and the current status of your life is always going to be the hottest topic, which unfortunately right now is quarantine and corona. Quarantine and corona are going to be hottest topics, unfortunately. So like every week we've just been having like conversations that kind of spiel it off into that. So I don't know. It's just
I
come
think
out.
people
it's a
find
podcast.
comfort in knowing that my life is also terrible. Like I'm not assuming that your lives are terrible. I'm just kind of hoping that I'm not the only one. But I feel like people that are having kind of a tough time with corona just kind of come on here and they're like, all right, at least we can get the news from some schmucks that are like kind of also going through it.
Wow. That's how you feel?
That we're schmucks that are going through it. I mean,
I'm not a schmuck.
listen, sweetheart, let me tell you something about you. Okay?
What does that even mean?
Wow. What doesn't it mean?
What? What are you saying to me?
What am I saying?
What are you saying?
The world may never know.
You're being rude.
Am I?
Yeah.
You're a nice lady.
I am a nice lady.
So what's the problem?
Whatever. It's 11:22. I don't actually have anything off the top of my head to talk about, except actually, I'm sure you guys know by now, YouTube is getting sued by XRP, Ripple.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah. So basically what's happening right now, and I thought that this is actually going to be a pretty good conversation. So Ripple is suing YouTube, if you don't know already, and it's because there was copycat accounts of Mr. What's his Brad
Garlinghouse.
Garlinghouse, that's it. Mr.
Garlinghouse just sounds like a fire fucking restaurant.
Garlinghouse. That's
Yo,
funny.
you going to Garlinghouse? Yeah, you already know.
Right. So there
You
was
get them
like,
garling wings?
I think there was like 6 or 7 accounts that they had posted in the lawsuit of like fake accounts, and they all had like 100,000 followers, whatever. Like, and I mean, you can buy followers, right?
It was that thing we was talking about with our homie that was like, oh, they took my friend's YouTube account or whatever, and they're pretending to be this person, blah blah blah.
Oh.
He dead ass thought it was Vitalik or some shit.
Wait a second. No, you're talking about CZ.
CZ.
Oh my God, you're right, because it did. I remember reading that it said that people are getting their accounts hijacked. Oh my God, they tried that with CZ too then. But like, I'm sure
it's not that they tried it with CZ. It's that they're just getting whatever accounts they can get that have a bunch of followers. Like, imagine this.
I mean, that one didn't have much, but like some of these accounts had like 18 like
no,
K
that shit had like 100K.
It had 100K, did it?
That shit was a big account. It was like a Power Rangers cosplay account. It shit had mad followers.
Huh? I'm gonna mention that to Jedi. That's crazy.
So the thing about it is what they do is...
He was hot about that.
Yo, what they do is actually mad easy. It's like you invent this like fake service that's like... I don't know, what do we use for YouTube? Like TubeBuddy? You know how we use that sometimes? Mm-hmm. Imagine like, like there's a paid version of TubeBuddy. Imagine you found like a free alternative that like was supposed to do like all the things that TubeBuddy Pro did or whatever. Like you would probably try it and you would authorize them to use your YouTube account. Bingo, bango, boom, Bob's your uncle. They've just taken your shit over.
Dang, that's nuts.
Or they make you sign in and it looks like the official like Google shit pops up and you think you're really signing into your YouTube, but you're not. You're just giving someone else your password. Then they go in there like, okay, boom, they sort through who has the most followers. Like, we don't care about these.
That's why I'm always careful with my extensions. I never add shit that like I'm not 100% sure about, man. That shit like...
Yeah,
no, life hijacked.
I do my research and I try to read source code as much as I can. Like, it's a headache and like there's a lot to it, and so like I don't really recommend anyone really actually do that, but like at least do your research on shit.
Wow, that actually makes more sense to the case. Like, and I mean, they're obviously suing YouTube because they technically have the resources and capability to take these fake accounts down that were scamming people out of their money. What was happening is that, I mean, and guys, like, you know what? If you don't know this by now, I'm sorry. Like, you get it together, right? If somebody's doing a giveaway, they're not going to ask you for money first, right? And that's what was happening. They were asking people to send money first. A bunch of people obviously sent money because they thought it was Brad. And then, you lost your money because you were hoping you got something back and you didn't. And that's all it really was.
Yo, I'm gonna come clean and say this right now. A lot of y'all are wackadoos. And listen, hear me out. If you're the type of person that thinks that you can send $100 and get $1,000 back, like, you're a wackadoo. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Like, you really got to think about it this way. If you knew of a place where you could put in money and immediately 10x it, you would never tell anyone about that. You just wouldn't. Like, that's not information you would ever share. Like, if you knew how to do something, like, maybe you would tell, like, me or, like, Jerome or, like, whatever. But you would keep the shit mad, like, tight knit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
And even then, you would probably wax it for, like, as much as you could wax it for before you even told people about it. You know what I'm saying? So to think that the CEO of some fucking public company is going to be like, oh, I have this way of 10xing money, just send this and then I'll send that. Like, you're bugging. Like, there's no way that you, like, reasonably thought that that was okay unless you're a wackadoo. And you know what? I really just think that a lot of these people are just wackadoos, yo.
I mean, it could be.
You know,
it could
I'm
be just
sorry.
that.
Like, scams are just, they run rampant in crypto. And no matter how stupid they get, people still make so much money from them. And, like, yo, I'm kind of at the end of feeling bad for people, yo. Like, I did my best. I kept as many people as I, feel like I reasonably could safe.
My thing is, like, we have so many apps today and age where we send money from one to another that there's no reason that that you need to send money to someone to verify that it's your account. Like, it's just, it doesn't actually, make sense, right? Like, that's not how, contests are won. It's not how pickings are done.
If it's about proving the account, sign a transaction.
But
boom,
it's literally
done.
not how anything is done ever. Like, no, like, that's not how there's services that will run your card and pull out $1 and put it back if you're signing up for, like, a trial or something just to test the card. But that's, like, an official service, like, as a person, an individual doing something like a giveaway or anything, specific, it would never, realistically, it would just never happen. Nobody would ever ask you for money first before they gave you the money. Like, Cash App doesn't send you money before you send off money to make sure your account working. Like, it's just not a thing. It's not a thing anywhere. So, like, don't make it a habit of doing it for giveaways. Don't make it a habit of doing it with other people. It's just something you shouldn't make a habit about doing with anything.
Not even a habit. You should never do it the first time. It takes 30 days for something to become a habit. Just don't do it.
That. Well, whatever.
You're sick in the head if you like.
Tim. Anyways, so off that, don't listen to him. He's bullying you. So my point in that story.
I am a bully, and I'm sorry about that.
God. My point in the story and, like, why I am, like, so, like, interested in this whole lawsuit and how it's going to turn out is because here we see that YouTube is getting sued, and it's crypto related, and we see in the past where crypto related things, on YouTube, they've been getting better. Now you see your eToro commercials, you see Lolly commercials. I saw that Girl Gone Crypto was on one, and I was like, oh, snap. So, like, we've gone.
I think she's been on 2 commercials now, and one of them was crypto, and one of them wasn't.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
But, like, we've seen, like, this transition into things becoming crypto friendly. Would this be something that would affect the space, like, at all whatsoever on YouTube? Like, we saw that, like, until Facebook didn't come out with Facebook Libra, they, blanket banned everything. We've seen that, and that's not because it's crypto specific, but, just algorithms have been banning a lot of, crypto related account, but that's mostly because they've been turning on high or, whatever the case is. But, like, would this affect the ecosystem in any way? Because it has to do with cryptocurrencies, which unfortunately there's so much scam related activity around that people keep falling for. Like, would this be something that may be affected? How would YouTube proceed? Like, if they're getting sued for X amount of money and I'm a company, let's say, like, would I want to continue to have certain accounts talking about certain things, which makes people also follow these certain behaviors for some odd reason? Like, if it's something that's happening, like, I don't know. That's, like, as a company, I'd be like, like, am I losing more money? Am I, like,
so I don't think that Ripple even has the grounds to, like, pursue this lawsuit, to be real with you, because, like, it's not like YouTube specifically allowed this to occur or endorsed this occurrence at all. Just so happens that Ripple was a company that has a lot of sheep that follow it that would probably send money to an address for no fucking reason.
I guess, but what they're saying is that right now it's, I guess, tarnishing his like personal reputation in addition to the company, which then, you know, comes off as like, you know, slanderous. I think I don't know what is it that they're charging for. I didn't read the entire lawsuit, but it's mostly revolved around the physical image of Brad and the company.
Right, and so again, YouTube, unfortunately, the only reason why this lawsuit would be remotely possible is because YouTube has unfortunately fucked themselves in the past, where they are the police about what they can allow on their platform.
Okay.
Which would technically mean that YouTube is a publisher, not a public utility. And I've had this conversation before, probably with my drunk crypto people. I know definitely on the Crypto Finally show that I do, Finally Fridays. But the difference between being a publisher and being a public utility, right? Like, YouTube could either be the newspaper or they could be the electric company, okay? Now, the electric company, technically, yes, it's illegal for me to grow weed. And technically, yes, I need to grow it with electricity, right? But the electric company is not responsible for what I use the electricity for once it gets to my house.
Okay,
right?
I mean, that makes sense.
Whereas a newspaper would be responsible because they have an editor-in-chief and like an editor and all this stuff, and they're supposed to go through all the stories, and like they're physically responsible for everything they print, because whatever they print, they chose to print that. Whether they did a good job or they were diligent is another story, but that's the difference between a newspaper and an electric company, and why a newspaper can get in trouble for what the writers write, but an electric company can't get in trouble for me growing weed. And
That's fair.
YouTube has reached this crossroads, like they're at the climax right now where they need to decide whether they want to be the newspaper and they control every aspect of what's posted on their site, or do they want to be that public utility like the electric company that can't get in trouble for the stuff that's on there, but then has to take a hands-off approach.
Okay, that's fair.
And I think it really comes down for them, like the stockholders, like what's actually going to make the most money. And technically for them, having tighter grip on the content that's being pushed and what videos you see first and like shit like that does make them more money, right? That's why they have the algorithm that tells you what you like before you even know that you like it. So I feel for them in that regard, because they are just a company trying to turn a profit that was bought by Google, that's also trying to turn a profit that turned into Alphabet, which ultimately has to see the profit for everything. Like, I get it, you know what I mean? So
okay,
that's my 2 cents on the YouTube thing and the stuff.
Okay, makes sense. But yeah, I think that's just about it for today. We're hitting that. Oh, it's actually past 11:30, guys. So we've been here for a minute, and there's nothing else I necessarily want to talk besides what we already went over. Again, price of BTC right now in aggregate is 7,500.
BTC.
BTC, guys. And is there anything else besides that? No, not really. Not really. I think I saw today, like, one other thing that there was 2 major exchanges that had paid some extra money in ETH to push their users stuff through. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Wait, what? Something about ETH?
Yeah. So I'm assuming there was.
I am accepting donations, by the way. I don't care what currency it's in. Shit's rough.
Wow. Okay. So there was a company that had two exchanges that had paid extra money in order to get their make sure that their users' ETH was expedited and properly, I guess allocated, distributed.
They paid extra money for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the networks were, maybe saturated or whatever it was. Maybe ETH was, trading high today. I don't know. I heard something about it being up 10% at some point in time. So probably people were buying in a lot today for whatever reason. And two exchanges said, oh, you know what, we have to make sure everyone gets their stuff. Let's pay extra money.
What exchanges were that?
I'm not sure, but if any exchange did that, I would say that they definitely care about their traders. I'm just saying.
Or it could be a publicity stunt. I don't trust anyone.
It could be a publicity stunt.
I'm watching you exchanges.
All right, so
it's my watching face.
Of course, Binance was one of them, and OKEX.
Binance was one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, fuck Binance.
Oh, wow. All right.
That's how I'm giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. We out here.
Yeah, Binance is definitely...
Bitches.
Okay. All right. Well. All right, guys. So since Tim is having a temper tantrum, we're going to call it right here, guys.
Hey, I'm
Make
cool.
sure to have...
Laptop is fixed on stream for the gang. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
Tim drives
It's
me
fine.
crazy. All right.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
I don't even have a license, fam.
Ha.
Hey, I'm here all week, folks. Bye. Oh, I can't. It's on your computer.
It is on my computer.
I was
Wow.
gonna fucking just buy it and just be
Wow.
out.
Wow. You know what I will say is that it's sad that you are a grown-ass man with that.